How's it going, guys? Bringer Platoon here, and welcome back to another great set of games in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be driving in once again the SU-130PM, a Tier 8 Russian premium tank destroyer. And this thing, I'm not even going to go into gun stats because I'm going to do so in several other videos. And this is the last set of 2 games that you're going to see without the third mark of excellence, because the next one I upload, it's going to be 2 games just like this one, except that one's going to have the third mark of excellence, and then I will stop uploading games with this tank in it because, well, let's face it, I went a little crazy with it. I had 3 games, I uploaded some more games, and then here's yet some more. So I think that's enough for one tank. Still more to come, keep in mind, with the third mark of excellence, but this is not that time. This is going to be a game dedicated to the slogan, not the slogan, the phrase, trust your instincts. Because in this tank, since you have very little to no armor, let's just say you don't have armor, because you really don't. You have a big whopping alpha cannon gun, which does 520 damage on average per penetrating shot, and that's huge. Now, if you go too close to enemies with your 1100 HP, you're going to die very, very quickly. You're going to get one shot off on one enemy, and then if they don't die from that shot, they're going to put one into you, or even put one into you while you're aiming at them. And then they're going to attack you and shoot you once, twice, maybe even 3 times, depending on what kind of tank they are. And if they're a 4-clip autoloader, then you are SOL, because you will be dead. They will hunt you down, they will ram you, and they will just make your HP go bye-bye. So, how do you prevent that from happening? Well, on the off chance that you get a close quarters town map, I would recommend going with the team for one, or putting yourself in a location that the enemy team isn't rushing to enable yourself to get enough shots from a far enough distance away so that when you shoot, and if you get detected, you can relocate without being in any danger of losing more HP besides the initial engagement. Or you can go with the team and all the heavies and mediums and just try and take pop shots whenever you can. If you go with the lemming train, chances are you're not going to get a lot done. You're not going to get the damage you need to 3-mark it, although it is only a mediocre 3,100 damage combined per game on average to get the third mark of excellence as of right now. And as of right now, I mean June 5th, 2020. And just to make sure that that is correct, I'm going to look it up on watclans.com.br/tanks/MOE. And this is for console, so that is accurate somewhat. Okay, so you actually only need 3,000 damage base, but just to play it safe, I would go for 3,100 just to give yourself a little breathing room. Not hard to do. Guess how many games it took me to 3-mark this tank? I won't tell you, but it's under 100. So it's not, in my opinion, it's not much to boast about, because the alpha of this tank, and when you high roll, it's a treat. I must say that much. The accuracy leaves a little to be desired, but you'll have that with big alpha guns such as this. And then we take advantage of little mistakes like that to make him lose 500 HP, a little bit under the average damage roll. But like right here, we have that tank who is not moving, completely stationary, and I'm hitting, you can't see it right now, but I'm actually hitting a cliff. So I take another pop shot at him, and then I miss again. Don't let this deter you. Your shot will fly straight eventually, and just don't be aggressive in this thing. The only way that you can be aggressive in this thing and make it work is if you have an ally using their hit points for you as a distraction for you to come in and just take HP off like nobody's business. It's hilarious. In long-range engagements, just pretend like you're gonna miss, and when you hit, you'll be that much more excited. But yeah, close to mid quarter combat is probably this thing's specialty, just because, well, I guess long range is fine too, but again, expect to miss some shots. And you only need to get 6 pens, roughly, to get the damage you need to 3-mark this tank every single game. 6 shots, that's nothing. As long as you're safe, you use cover, and you just play safe, and, well, semi-aggressive. You can't be too defensive either, because if you just have the mentality of, oh, I'll just snipe every game, there's a lot of maps you can't do that on. You just have to go with the team. You have to pay attention to the mini-map. Don't try not to use the compass mini-map because it does nothing for anybody. Again, get some free pop shots on this guy who's being stationary. Oh, and he's so lucky he didn't move there. Or he's so lucky he did move there. Probably should have kept track of where that Tiger 2 was. The Tiger 131 behind me just died. That's unfortunate for him. I bounce off the upper plate of an ISM, even though I'm aiming down on it, and he's equalizing it even further by positioning his tank downward. So I'm going to say, fuck you, RNG. Load the heat, and I'm going to go through each and every time. Doesn't matter now. I have a 100% chance to pen his tank on the top, angled the way it is. But, yeah, if it hits. That was a luck shot. I took the chance of being damaged. I had the HP to spare, and it worked out. It very easily could not have, but miraculously it did. And I have another SU-130PM next to me, or is it the Shashka? I don't know what the difference is between this tank and that. Yeah, it's the same tank, but maybe it has different multipliers for it as far as silver and experience and crew XP, etc. I don't know. I had the high explosive loaded because I misread that tank. I, for some reason, thought it said SU-130PM on the enemy team, and the tank I just shot at, I thought that's what I saw in the corner of my eye, which is why I loaded high explosive. And that was foolish of me, but I got free damage off of it. I didn't get penned, so it's fine. And another free hit. Once again, the average roll for this tank is 520, so I ended up getting a plus 10% in damage there. That was pretty nice to finish off that IS-3. Had I gone down there at any given point, I would have been rushed, and my HP would be gone right now. Would be gone right now. I get really lucky and have a challenger just flat out miss me. I'm waiting for him to pop back up. I need more to shoot of his tank than that, so I'm just going to back off. If they had Artie here, obviously I wouldn't be staying in this location, because I just could get one tapped. But, again, the situation calls for what I'm doing, so just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I don't know what this tank destroyer in the back is doing. Doesn't look like he's doing much. And I don't even know what tank he is. And once again, aim your shots, people. Don't try and snapshot with this thing. Your reload is long enough to... Oh, this is a good shot. Wait for it, wait for it. I can overmatch your fucking turret roof. Oh, you fucking loved it, Tiger 2. He loved it. I could tell. This tank is so fun. It's slow as shit. It doesn't have the horsepower to go up hills, like, at all. Like, expect to reach T95 speeds when you do so, depending on the incline of the hill. But, like, the alpha, the gun dispersion isn't terrible, and he gets double tapped. T71 goes down. Oh, that's an Iron Rain behind me. I didn't even realize. So he helps me out. I miraculously don't take any damage by falling there. And this was 1 millimeter away from being, like, an amazing shot. So close. RNG, you fucked me, but it's fine. I expected to miss there. And then I do believe the Tiger 2 gets destroyed by our fellow Tiger 2. Game's over. I netted myself 5,500 damage, base damage. And that's phenomenal. I only have one mark of excellence in this gameplay, but it shot right up to 85 in the next, past 85 in the next one, I do believe. But with that said, that's the game. Let's pop into the next one. Alright, in this game, we are going to be on Swamp, and this game is all about, again, waiting for opportunities and trusting your gut instinct. Because if you go in a defensive position or even start sniping at J3 and they are already pre-aiming around, I don't know, C1, C2, then you're gonna get fucking wailed on. And it won't be great. Or not C1, C2, maybe a little bit further up than that. But you get what I'm saying. This tank doesn't have a lot of health. It does have a big alpha gun. Don't trade damage when you can help it. Especially not against guns that deal similar damage to yours. If you're shooting at like a tier 7 or a tier 6, obviously go for the shot. They have to wail on you a hell of a lot more to get your HP down. But again, if they have high DPM, that won't take very long to do on their behalf. So, again I say, don't be super aggressive. Be just defensive enough to lure them to come to you when you can one-shot them. If you do that, then it's fine. If there's multiple tanks involved, obviously relocate and deal with them as they come along. But don't isolate yourself if you can help it. If any of this is, like, not counterproductive, that's not what I want to say. If any of what I'm saying is a little hypocritical between one sentence to the other, where I tell you to do one thing and then I say the opposite in another situation, I apologize. But this tank is, I can't stress enough how fun this tank is. You get a 50% silver bonus multiplier every time you play it, and that enables you to throw some fucking heat at tier 10s, some mouses, some Japanese super heavies, and German super heavies. It's and you still make silver. It's hilarious. It's awesome. I love it. I can't get enough. Ooh, that Black Prince is having a great game already. Oh, but like, I use coated optics on this thing just because you do move around a lot, and it's really pointless to try the Borsig loadout, which is camo net, binocs, and gun rammer, just because, again, you move around too much. I said you could try that in a different video, but I would not recommend doing it when you could just negate the lack of what is it that you get with the binoculars? You get plus 20% or plus 25% view range after being 5 seconds stationary or something stupid like that. Yeah, it negates. You can negate that with just using optics and food, and this tank doesn't have a lot of HP, so there's really no use in bringing a fire extinguisher, because if you get set on fire, you're pretty much dead anyway. So it also helps to have preventative maintenance on also, as well as firefighting, because then at least maybe you can survive a fire. But again, chances are if you got set on fire, you're probably going to be dying shortly after. But who knows? And that's the accuracy failing. Should have aimed that all the way in. I'm pretty sure I did, but I may have misfired there. Get some free track target hit damage. I'm all aces for that. And then he backs up instead of getting into cover, and then I just completely miss. That's me whining about how I missed mid-game there, just wiggling around my turret in frustration. But, like, yeah, the accuracy's fine. With food, it increases. With vents, no, not vents. I don't have vents on this thing. It's an open top. It's incompatible. With food, Brothers in Arms, and everything else that you can put on this tank, it increases the accuracy by 0.02. So I feel that's enough. But obviously the gun's still going to be derpy. You just saw a few situations with that happening. You can only do so much to make your gun so accurate. It's World of Tanks, not a realistic a simulator. But this tank is just bonkers. So fun. You can deal with tier 10s, you can deal with your own tiered tanks, and you can just you can go ham. If you get a good support spot, like high up in the air on a map similar to Severogorsk, then you can, like, in your spawn as the enemy's coming across, I believe it's ABC to your base, you can just wail on them as they come to you and poke right back down the hill. And because of this thing's awesome gun arc, or whatever you would call that from left to right, you can just shoot, go right back down, or even stay undetected, because fucking why not? And I don't know why I shot that the way I did. I should have just aimed more carefully, and I'm not going to miss a second time. And here's me almost missing a second time. But I did manage to get that shot in. But yes, your reload is long as shit. Again, this is me taking a supportive roll. I get a free average pen there. That was a bit of a low roll, honestly, but it's fine. 468 is still great damage for a tier 8 tank destroyer. And oh look, a doing nothing T-28 prototype. I wonder what's going to happen to this guy. Oh, that's right. He's going to try and aim behind him, and he will not be able to do so because, yeah. Well, he does end up hitting me anyway, but it's fine. The game's almost over. They have just a few tanks left. I feel completely fine taking damage for that, even though I wasn't expecting him to be able to damage me there. But I backed up just enough for him to get a free shot at me. And that's fine. So I load heat for the tortoise over here, and I do believe I don't even get a chance to shoot the tortoise. Do I? Nope, he's dead. Okay, free shot into the side of the M103's turret. M103 goes down, Conqueror finishes him off, and then the Indian Panzer tries to shoot at me and misses because he's great, or RNG hates him. Could have been a little bit of both. I don't get to finish him off, unfortunately, but it's fine. Once again, great game in this tank. I got just base damage. I got 1,300 damage over what I needed, plus 1,100 in spotting damage. So that's, let's just wait for it to pop up here for me to do math. And you make money doing this tank, so it's fun. It's awesome. 5,400 damage combined, I'm going to call that. So that's awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the 2 games. Thank you for watching. And as always, I'll catch you next time.